Thank you once again for taking your time to spend here with me. My name is Billy Keels. I'm the founder and CEO of Keep On Cashflow. And in this video, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about another one of the areas where you can make returns in real estate. And we're going to go back to the same example that we were using previously, which was the $1 million multifamily building, where we had a down payment of $300,000 and a loan of $700,000. Now, the second area that I talked about that you can make returns in real estate was an area that we talked about, which was depreciation. Now, depreciation, okay, yeah, depreciation. So I talked about this before as one of the areas for tax benefits. I talked to you also too about specifically for the U.S. in one of the Section 179. But with this specific example, I do want to go back and reiterate the fact that this is about tax benefits, and it's also another area where you're able to create a return. Now, I'm going to have to use some assumptions here once again, because depending on where you purchase the property in the U.S., there is a split between what they call the land as well as the improvements, and it could be very different depending if you're in let's say on the East Coast versus the West Coast, if you're up north versus down south in the U.S. So what I'm going to use in this specific example is say that this $1 million multifamily property that we purchased, that the land value is going to be, well, worth 20%. Or 200,000. And then we're going to say that the other 800,000 is what they call improvements. And based on the way that depreciation works, depreciation is something that you can only receive the tax benefit from the improvements of the land. So, or the improvements, sorry, not the land. So the 800,000 is what will be the basis for our depreciation over time. And because we're talking about a multifamily building, specifically a larger multifamily building, we're going to talk about something that's called straight line depreciation, which basically means over a certain period of time that we'll be able to take the usage value of the 800,000. So because it's multifamily, we're going to use straight line depreciation, which is one of the methods that they use. And I know a lot of you could be talking about things like accelerated depreciation, or you could be thinking about cost segregation. But we're going to use this for real estate example, and we're going to use it on the improvements. And so that is done over 39 years because it's a multifamily, over 5 doors, et cetera, et cetera. But let's say it's 35. For those of you who are also thinking about and looking at houses, this is typically done over 27.5 years. But we're going to focus here on the multifamily. So if we take this 800,000, I'm going to have to use my calculator here as well, by the way. So we're going to take the 800,000 that we have as the basis of the improvements, and we're going to divide that by 39. Which gives us a total, this is 800,000 divided by the 39 years. It actually gives us a total of $20,512.82. Now, that is the maximum, let's say it's a depreciable allowable credit. I think I just made that up, but this is actually the maximum amount that you would be able to receive from depreciation. So we're going to have to use a little bit more math, but let's say that you are in a 35% tax bracket, and that's between federal and state tax, and this is very specific for the U.S. And let's say that you are at once again, a 35% tax bracket. If we say that, then at 35%, that means that you are able to claim as a tax benefit $7,179.49. every single year. So let's say you do that over 39 years. Well, times 39 years, that would be a $280,000 credit, right? Over the over the period of time. But if we look at year by year, you're actually able to use that $7,179 to offset your income, the income within your own portfolio. So once again, you want to speak to your tax advisor specifically about how this would affect your situation. But once again, I'm not giving any advice, but I'm just giving you the example of how this would specifically work. So if we looked at that return, that would actually be pretty, I think is, 35%. But also, let's say that you were in a higher tax bracket. Let's say that you were in a 50% tax bracket, 39.6% at the federal level, and then another 11% at the state level. So if you were at a 50% tax bracket, we would use that same $7,179.49 times 50%. No, sorry, the 20,512.82 times 50% would actually be worth $10,256.41 per year. And so basically, what I want to be able to show you here is, depending on your tax bracket, this area could actually be more valuable to you or not, right? But let's go back to our previous example, and you're at the 35% tax bracket. And let's also say, if we think about the amount of money that that you put down in this specific example, we'll say $7,179.49 divided by the $300,000 that was down payment, which was your actual cash. That would leave a return in this specific area of, divided by 300,000. So hopefully you're following along with me doing the math, is 2.39%. So in this specific area, you've been able to create a 2.39% in terms of this one specific area of depreciation. So, and when you look at 2.39%, if you compare that to what many of the banks are giving in terms of returns today, that pretty much blows it out of the water. So, and once again, we're only speaking about this one specific area of depreciation. So, as I mentioned to you before, it is another one of the areas where you can create returns within real estate. It's a part of the example, so we're building on what we've seen in the previous example, and at the end we'll tie it up for you so that you can see exactly, at the end of the day, what types of returns can be created. So I hope this hasn't been too math intensive, but it is really important that you understand this, and just wanted to be able to demonstrate it for you. So my name is Billy Keels, founder and CEO of Keep On Cashflow. Looking forward to you joining us in the next video. All you need to do is click the link, and that's my 2 cents for today. As always, hasta la próxima.